Hi, Nikki again, to do another calibration factor use and monitoring blood sugar video. A video that is my personal experience, personal opinion, personal, not to be used as medical advice. Maybe really nice for ideas, but something that you gotta figure out on your own. Not to be used as medical advice, in case I didn't make it clear. Okay. I figured I would do one more breakdown since I'm about to go do my exercise, and it looks like I'm going to need to help to get my blood sugar to push back down again. But I figured I'd do a video about exercise and how I use the calibration factor to get me through exercise without having to push my sugar up before I start, and also to avoid a major crash during, and it even looks like afterwards. So I'll give you the time frame. I believe I started my exercise at 12:45 p.m. I should have checked that really quick. Starting exercise. No, it looks like at 12:45 p.m. And the last timer check was at 1:36 p.m. So this was just under an hour. So this would be for basically just the session. All right, and I'm going to hit you with numbers. 12:45 p.m., my SG was a 91. My BG was a 130. I did a video about that. I don't think that's just a misreading or I don't think it's an inaccurate reading. I think that's because my calibration factor was a 6.83, so my blood sugar was rising, and it was rising too fast for the SG to keep up. So it looks like it's inaccurate, but it's actually reflecting a delay. Either way, at a 130 with a rising blood sugar, I know I'm good to exercise. I used to have to start exercise at 230 or 250 or 300 to avoid the crash. Now I can start with a 130, and as long as I have a good rise. So that was 12:45 p.m. At 1:11, so I managed to make it almost 30 minutes, so 26 minutes. SG read 120, my BG read 98. So you might ask, how did your calibration factor of a 6.83, which was showing it was rising fast, how did you end up with a 98 26 minutes later, 24 minutes later, whatever? Well, because I was exercising and I work out pretty hard. So that rise was the cushion I needed, but now exercise is doing its thing and it is going to push me down. But I'm a 98. Now, old days, if my SG said 120 and my BG said 98, I would be pushing tabs like there was no tomorrow because I'm exercising, and I would assume that meant that I was really about to crash. I would just read it wrong. But now I have a calibration factor. So now when I test my calibration factor, I get a 4.35, which is dropping. So yes, my blood sugar is dropping, and it's at a moderate speed, but I'm a 98, and I'm going to do one sugar tab, and then I'm going to wait 10 minutes to see what's happening. So 111 to 125, so it actually ended up being 14 minutes. And again, this is going to vary for everybody because it's going to depend on what your workout is and, you know, lots of things. But I'm showing you how I'm using my calibration factor for up to the minute decision. And that, I think, might be available to everybody because a calibration factor is a calibration factor. 1:25 p.m., my SG says a 116, my BG says a 105, my calibration factor is a 4.65, 4.61. My last one was a 4.35. So a 4.35 to a 4.61, 14 minutes apart or whatever, means I am still falling, but I'm slowing down. And now, I'll just do the last one, then I'll say. And then at 1:36 p.m., my SG is a 105, my BG is an 87, and there's that drop again, and my calibration factor is a 4. And I danced. I told myself I'd stop dancing 15 minutes before because I was really trying to, use the calibration factor to see what was happening, and then there was a great song, so I danced another one, and that was kind of why it continued to push down. One sugar tab at the end of it, and at 1:56, I ended with a BG of a 107 and a calibration factor of a 5.5. So I was even at a 107 an hour and 10 minutes after starting exercise and in auto. So now I know auto is going to be working for me and to watch for that minimum delivery. What I was going to say is sometimes there's a calibration factor or a BG or something that doesn't fit perfectly, and then I have to remind myself that these BGs can be up to 20% off. So I have to keep that in mind. And sometimes when I see one that doesn't really fit, it makes me go back to my meter and double check the BG, and lo and behold, some of them are 18 points off or whatever, even with my Rely On. And I really do like this meter very much, and I like the touch strips very much. But even the Rely On can, can occasionally give me something. I mean, the other day I had a 206 and a 244. And I was like, well, there's that, and if I had done a calibration factor based on one or the other, it would have yielded drastically different actions. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.